Hey Joe fans, I'm JoeFan82 here with another action figure review. Today I'm looking at the G.I. Joe Retro Series Destro figure from Hasbro. This figure was released last year in 2020. Here he is in the package. We've got some beautiful retro art on the front with the G.I. Joe logo, Cobra Enemy. Here he is in the bubble with his accessories. I'm going to remind everyone again that the cardstock used for these is not the best. It's pretty thin, and don't be surprised if you order this through the mail or online that it might not come in perfect condition. Here's a look at the back of the card. We've got the logo, the file card, and a cross sell below that. Closer look at the file card. His name is Destro, real name James McCullen. Role enemy weapons supplier, primary specialty weapons manufacturer, secondary specialty sabotage, birthplace unknown. Destro is the faceless power behind Mars, the largest manufacturer of state-of-the-art weaponry. And all that information is said, again, multiple times in different languages. Here's the other figures in waves 1 and 2. You can find video reviews for all of those right here on my channel. Here he is out of the package. He is based on the vintage figure that was released in 1983, and I think they did a pretty good job of replicating that vintage look and giving a nice update for the modern figure. This is actually a re-release of the Destro figure that was released in the 50th anniversary line. Here's a close-up of the face sculpt with the card art, and they really did a good job of matching this new sculpt to the original card art. I'm not a huge fan of the more robotic appearance of the face sculpt. While I do think it is a great sculpt, I'm more of a fan of the kind of Sunbow appearance, a little more human-like. But this new sculpt they did for this from a few years ago is really good. Much beefier figure, much larger guy. I love the higher collar. You can't really see any, there's not really any sculpted detail on that collar like in the classified line, but I'd like to think that it's more of an armored, a useful thing, not just for appearances. And he also has his red wrist rockets and really nice detail there on his gloves or his gauntlets. Nice detail in the sculpt. He's got his red jewel on the chain on his chest. The belt going across his chest, or down his chest I should say, has a little bit of sloppy paint there. The sculpt is nice, but that paint issue kind of detracts from it a little bit. But the sculpting is still nice. He's got a full black uniform with gray silver gauntlets and then matte gray boots. The sculpt is very good, I would say, except for where his thigh joints come out from his waist piece. They stick out a little too far for me. It just looks a little odd. So I think if his legs came straight down from his waist, it would look a little better. His head is on a ball joint, but because of the back of his head is actually all the way there, it doesn't have that full range of motion up and down. So we really can only move of any significance up and or to the left and right, and not much up and down movement at all, really. His shoulders do a full 360, and mine are a little bit on the tight side, come up about that far. He's got a swivel there at the bicep with a 90-degree bend, single joint there. No double jointed elbows here on the 4-inch figures, but nice swivel there at the bicep. And a 360 turn at the wrist, and a lateral joint there at the wrist as well, which is nice. He has a joint there in the mid-torso. Oh, and this hand has another joint there at the base of the palm. And like I said, another joint there, and provides some movement. But no joint at the waist. Next is the legs, which are pretty tight, don't come out as far as I think they should. I think they're a little too big for that waist piece. They come out front about that far. double jointed knees, but the knees are really on the weak side, in my opinion, for this. So they're very thin compared to his thigh and calf pieces, and they just don't feel that sturdy. He's got joints there up and down on his top of his foot and rocker ankles. He comes with a standard black Cobra figure stand with his name on the front. Comes with a black rifle, which from here it looks really nice. I really like the sculpt, great detail on this. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it comes disassembled and you have to assemble it. The pieces don't fit as securely as they could. I think it could fit a little bit better. But they all fit in this briefcase. Once they're, you take them apart and you can put them all in the briefcase, which I will demonstrate for you guys. So this piece slides off the back, and you got the scope off the top. That one actually fits in relatively well, I guess. And the stand here, that pops off relatively easily. And so all those pieces get put in here. This is a all black plastic briefcase with individual compartments for the pieces, and they all go in like so, fit in pretty well, and that's it. It clasps pretty decently. Probably over time that might come a little loose, but it seems like it would hold pretty well for now. And he holds it very well. Doesn't feel like it's gonna come out of his hand at all. So you can have him move him around and it'll stay in there probably quite well. And here's a look at the power couple of Cobra. This is Retro Baroness with Destro, and I think they look great together. Overall, this figure features a really nice head sculpt, and upper torso sculpting is really nice. A couple little paint mishaps here and there. I think the legs need some work to make this really a 100% A+ figure, but I do like that he can hold all of his accessories. He's got his briefcase and his rifle. He can hold both of them, and his rifle disassembles and fits in the briefcase nicely. If you don't have any of the previous Destro figures, I would recommend picking this one up because I think he will definitely fit in very nicely with the other Retro figures that we've seen so far. But that's what I think, and I want to know what you guys think about this figure. Let me know in the comments. Did you pick this guy up? Do you think he fits in well with your other figures? I would like to know. And if you like this video, consider hitting that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.